Welcome to IMS Work Holding. This is going to be the CAM tutorial for Fusion360. This is going to be a multi-part series. So today I'm going to be using the Titan 1M for my model example. We're going to be going over how to set up your model to ensure that you're machining off the correct plane that you need to in perspective to your print. So the first thing we want to do is go into setup. And you'll notice my plane is not nowhere near set up correctly. I want this to be the top of my part. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to model orientation here. I'm going to select Z-axis, plane, and X-axis. So this is going to be my Z plane. This is my X plane. What this does is going to move your coordinate system into the right location physically. Now at this point we need to select where we want to actually machine from. So like when you're using your edge finder and you want to use this wall and your back wall and you want your upper left hand corner to be your physical start point, you want to select box point, then go up here and select this location. Now you'll notice when we look at our part, let me get to a little bit better view here. Now when we look at our part in the machine, we are now correct. I like this orientation a little bit better personally, where my X is going this way, my Y is going this way, and my Z is traveling straight up. So, and to change that, only thing you have to do is click on the very tip. See that tip highlights blue, and that's true for all of them. The Z is kind of hard to see, but it is highlighting blue. Now at this point you need to set up your stock. So under the second tab, you've got stock, and then you can do a relative size. You can do fixed size, fixed cylinder, tube, solid. The from solid is actually what you model. So if you're starting with a casting or whatever, you can select an actual model that you would like to use. I like to use fixed size. Generally, material comes in pretty standard sizes. So at this point, this part is 4 inches long. So on the saw cut, I would want 4 1/8, so 4.125. And then our Y is going to be 2 inches because that would be a standard size. Our Z would be 1 inch because that would be a standard size. And then instead of going from model position, right now, if we look at the side of our part, our model is in the middle of our stock. The yellow is actually our stock. So for what we're doing, I want from offset from top and the offset of 1/8 of an inch. I want to change that to 10 thousandths. 10 thousandths is a decent starting point on the first side. You can adjust that as you're working or what you're doing in the machine, but for the most part I always use 10 thousandths or 20 thousandths. Just depends on what I'm doing. So as a little sanity check down here under dimensions, you'll see X, Y, and Z. We see our 4.125 by 2 by 1. We double check what our model is. If we're happy with it, we're good. Something else to mention is post-processing. Right here you can actually change your program number. I do advise doing this just as a simple later on sanity check. When you do post a program, you've already got your program number in there, nothing to change, and your programming comment, I'm going to put this as sample. And that's pretty much all I change here. Once you click OK, you'll notice that your coordinate system can no longer be clicked, and then your stock is ready to go. So this is how to set up a mill piece on Fusion360 for the setup. I'm going to be making another video on turning completely separate. So if you would, stay tuned and check back with us. Appreciate it. Have a good day.